Hello and welcome back to this course. In our previous videos, we have discussed about the functions. So I have created this video to solve a single problem in this program that will implement basically the functions so that you have better understanding that how we can use the functions. You can also do the same thing without using the functions, but our main purpose is to focus on the functions, that how we can use the functions and how we can pass the values to the function or receive value from the function. So in this basically problem, we will definitely create some functions that will solve this problem. So let's see what is the problem. This is the problem which I have written in the comments. Write a Java method to check whether a string is a valid password. These are the password rules. The password must be at least 10 characters. Password consists of only letters and digits. A password must contain at least 2 digits. So we have to create a Java program that follow these rules. Basically, you have to create a separate method that follow these rules and validate the password that user enters. So without wasting our time, let's see how we can create our program. So first of all, in my main function, I am going to take input from the user, which is the password. And before taking input, I am going to print these rules on the screen so that user feel comfortable that what are the rules he has to follow while typing the password. So I simply type here system.out.println and I type here the password rules that I have to follow. So I go to the new line like this and going to concatenate the rules here. So I just double quote here, just add a tab space like this. So I type here rules of password and /n. Okay. So now I'm going to concatenate the rules here. I copy the first one from here and paste it here. One dot like this. The new line and add the concatenation. And the second rule of the password, which is this one. And at the last, I add the third rule, which the user has to follow while writing the password. Okay, so now these are the rules that user has to follow while entering the password. So I also print a message here that enter the password like this. Enter password. Okay. So I also add /n here, so it goes to the new line. Okay. So I simply print the rules of the password first of all on the screen and the message that enter password. Okay. So now I have to take the input from the user by using the scanner class. So I simply type here scanner pass equals to new scanner and system.in. Okay. Then I just import the scanner class in my Java program. And now I want to read the complete string from that user has entered from his keyboard. String password equals to pass dot next line. This one, because I want to read the complete string entered by the user. So I have taken the input from the user, which is the password basically, and now I am going to create the method that validates the password in my separate function. So let's create that function. So first of all, I have to specify the length of the password. You can see the password must be at least 10 characters. So first of all, I create a variable inside my class. I type here public static int length and I add here 10. This is the minimum length that user have to enter while entering his password. So now I am going to create my method that password is valid or not. So I type here public static boolean. I create this method boolean because I have to return true or false. If the password is correct, then I return the true. If the password is false, then I return the false simply. And type the name of the function here. So I type here password is valid like this. and in the parameter I type here string password because I have to pass the password from my main function. So I create a parameter here. In this method, first of all, I am going to check the length of the password. So I type here if password dot length less than the length, which is this one 10, and if the length of the password is less than 10, then I simply return false here because this is the wrong password. And if the length is greater than 10, then simply move out. And now I'm going to create the two variables here, local variables. Basically, the variables created inside the methods are the local variables. So I am going to create two variables here with the name digit length and letter length. So I type here digit length, which is at start is 0, and letter length like this, which is also 0 at start. Okay, so I have just checked the length of the password, and if the password is greater than 10, then simply create two variables, digit length and letter length. Okay, so now I am going to start a for loop here outside this. I type here for int I equals to 0, I less than equals to password dot length, and I plus plus, and in this for loop I am going to test each character of the password. I have to check each character of the password that each character is valid or not, because you know that the password must contain letters and digits, means alphabets and the numbers. So I create a character here. I type here ch equals to password. I'm going to call the function which is char at, and I type here I, means the password at ith index is copied to this ch variable. At first I is 0, so the first character is copied to the ch, and we then check that ch is valid or not. Now to check that the character is a number or the letter, I am just going to create the separate methods so that you have to better understanding that how we can use the methods. So for that I am going to create the separate methods that character is number or character is letter. So I just create the function outside the body of our function. I type here public static boolean, and I'm going to type the name of the function. So I type here character is letter and pass that character here. I type here character ch, and now I am going to convert that letter into the uppercase. So I type here ch equals to character dot, I call the function to uppercase and pass ch in the parameter or argument, you can say. And now I am going to return ch greater than equals to basically a, and ch less than equals to z. We know that the basically letters are from a to z, and I return that if the character is between a to z, then this password is valid, that this is a letter basically. And for the numbers I am going to create a separate method. I type here public static boolean, and this is the character is number like this, and also I type here character ch, and in this method I am simply going to return the range. So I type here return the character is greater than equals to 0 and character is less than equals to 9, means if the character is in the range of the 0 to 9, then this means that number is valid number. So okay, we have created the two methods, character is letter, character is number, and now I'm going to call these functions in my previous function, that is password is valid. So I type here if character is number, then simply increment in the digit length plus plus. So I type here digit length plus plus, Okay, so this is the character is number. Oh, so there is an error here. Okay, so I have to pass the parameter, basically type the argument here. So I type here ch that we have to pass this character. Okay, else I type here else if character is letter ch, then letter length plus plus. Okay, and at the end, if the character is not a number, not a letter, then basically this is wrong password. So I type here in else that return false. Okay, and at the end of this program, I am going to type here the return statement, return, and I'm going to return the digit length, greater than equals to 2, and letter length greater than equals to 2. Okay, so we have now created the three methods: password is valid, character is letter, and character is number. And now in my main function, I'm going to type the if here. So I type here if I'm going to call the function that is password is valid and pass the password in the argument. Okay, and if it is valid, then simply print system dot out dot println your password is strong. Okay, and else system dot out dot println your password is weak. Okay. Okay, so now if I run this program, you will see the rules of the password. A password must have at least 10 characters. A password consists of only letters and digits. A password must contain at least 2 digits. And enter password. So I enter here Java. You can see your password is weak. I run this program once again and type here Java and Java 2 times. So you can see password is weak. I run this program once again and going to type a strong password. So I type here Java 258 and press the enter. So okay, we got an error here. Exception in thread main java.lang string index out of bound. Exception. String index range 11 at java.lang.string.check character. Okay, so we problem add the check character here here add character I okay, so we have to remove equals from here because the index of the, we know that index start from 0 and goes to the length minus 1. We know that. So okay, now if I run this program and enter the password here, Java 3 times, you can see password is weak because we have 12 characters but we don't have our number in this password. I run this program once again and type here Java and enter number here 25 like this, and I press enter. You will see password is strong. I run this program once again and type some random password here like this, and now if I press enter, you can see your password is strong. I hope you understand that how this program is working. Now I am going to explain the logic of the program. First of all, we have simply print the message on the screen, which are rules of the password. There are 3 rules basically of the password, and then we have displayed the message, enter password. We have take input from the user by using the scanner class and store that password in this password. And now in the if, I call the function that password is valid. If the password is valid, then we get a true from there and we print your password is strong, else we print your password is weak. So we have a method password is valid. I go to that method here. Before that, I have created a static variable outside the function, that is the length. I specify the length of the password, which is 10. This is the minimum length, that the minimum length of the password is 10. So this is the variable int length 10. Now public static boolean, I have make this function boolean because I have to return true or false. If the password is valid, then I simply return true, and if the password is invalid, then I simply return false. And the name of the method is password is valid, and in the parameter I type string password, and this password is coming from the main method. After that, first of all, I validate the length of the password, that if the password dot length is the method that tells us about the length of that string. So we get dot length. If the length of that string is less than the 10, then we simply return false from here. And if the length of the password is greater than 10, then simply we create two local variables, digit length, which is at start 0, and letter length, which is also initialized by 0. And now I have started the for loop. I have used the for loop because I have to check each and every character of that password. So that's why I started a loop that starts from the 0 and goes to the password.length. And in the body of this loop, I have created a variable with the name ch, which is of a character type. And I have stored the password.character add method. This method gives us the character at that particular index. At first, the index is 0, so we will get the first character will be stored in this ch variable. After that, it increment the I by 1, so the character at index 1 will be stored in the ch. In this way, we can validate each and every character of our password. And now I have applied here if else. First of all, I check here if character is number. I have created this separate method, which is character is number and character is letter. You can see here public static boolean character is letter, and I type in the parameter I type character ch, which we pass from our method. And I first of all convert that character into the uppercase, because if the user type the small letters, that small letters is dealt in the capital letters. But if you type don't convert each character into the uppercase, then if user enter the capital letter, you got an error on your screen. For example, I comment this line here and I type here the small characters like A, Z, and now if I run this program, I enter the password in capital letters like Java, and 2 or 3 numbers. If I press enter, you see your password is V, because compiler is not considering these characters as the valid characters, because these are the capital letters. So that's why I convert these letters into the capital, and when you enter the small, that will be deal in the capital letter also. So first of all, I just store the character dot to uppercase. I convert that character to the uppercase and store in the ch variable. Then I simply return that if the character is greater than A and less than Z, then this means that this character is valid letter. And in the number, character is number, I just return the character which is greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 9, because we know that the numbers are between 0 to 9. So if the character is between 0 to 9, that this means that this number is valid. So I type here if the character is number is valid, then simply increase the digit length. I have increment the variable of digit length by 1, and then else if character is letter is valid, then simply increment in the letter length. Else if the both of the characters are invalid, then simply return the false. And at the end, I have just typed this return statement. Return digit dot length. We know that the length of the digit must be at least 2. We know that this is the criteria for password. So I type here digit length must be greater than equal to 2 and letter length must be greater than equal to 2. If the both digit and the letters are greater than equal to 2, then this means that this is the valid password. And if it is valid, then this is going to return true, and here we will get a message your password is strong. Else we will get your password is weak. So in this way, this program is working. I hope you understand. Anyhow, if you feel any problem while understanding this problem, you can definitely ask me a question or message me. I will definitely help you in every situation. So the purpose of creating this program is to make you understand that how functions work. You can see we have created the 3 methods here, and we are passing the information from one method to another method. We have passed the password from the main method to the isPassword method, and from isPassword method to the character isLetter, and we are returning the values from different functions. So this, I hope you understand. So that's it for this video. I will see you in next video.